Invisible rules aren't law. It is our job to redefine these rules. Hello, and welcome back to Professional AF, the podcast where we are burning invisible rules of corporate America and building a sustainable workplace for all people to show up as their authentic selves. Today's episode, we are going to talk about the subtle shit that's holding you back. Because the truth is, the things holding you back are not always these big, huge roadblocks. They're small, sneaky, normalized rules we've been taught to follow. We've talked about invisible rules that you may have seen or heard. Now we're really going to get into deeper rooted, subtle BS that is holding you back. And without realizing it, these subtle things are starting to hold back our career, shake our confidence, and kill our drive. Let's get into it. Let's start with a big one. Money breeds wealth, wealth breeds happiness. As someone who's not ever had a lot of money, I can tell you that is a lie. Yes, money can buy you a comfy life, access, and security, but happiness, that deep kind of happiness, does not come from money. True happiness is from the soul. It comes from things like watching your child take their steps for their first time, watching them be successful at a sport, laughing with people that you truly love, spending time with your family uninterrupted on trips or vacation. And that moment when you feel proud of yourself when no one else is watching, that is true happiness. And those things can't be bought with money. So don't chase a paycheck and expect to find happiness at the cost of your peace. Because at the end of the day, you might miss moments that truly matter and truly can bring you true happiness. I said true quite a bit there. Here's another invisible rule that is holding you back. When the job starts, the learning stops. Nope, that's bullshit. We spend the whole first half of our life learning to walk, to talk, to read, to write. We're going to school. We're getting all of this education. And then the expectation is you go to a job and you have to have all of these qualifications and you have to know how to do every checkbox on the job description. And the expectation is that you just have to know it all. I want to challenge that way of thinking. We should be hiring people not only for the skills that they're bringing, but also the intensity that they want to learn. I am a super passionate person, and when I dive into something, I am going to immerse myself in it 100%. It's because I'm human. I'm wired to learn. I want to know more. That is the fundamental difference between humans and other species. Our brains are equipped to learn and continuously evolve. And even if you don't have a learning and development budget at your organization, or if you're a self-employed or a small business, you can read books, you can listen to podcasts, you can take workshops. Learning doesn't have to mean getting a degree or getting a certification that can cost a lot of money. You can still learn with a little bit of money or no money at all. Remember to always challenge your thinking. Expand on what you know. The best leaders never stop learning, and neither should you. The next one really hits home for me, over apologizing. I've mentioned it before. I say sorry all the time for things when I don't even have a reason to be sorry for. Whether it's being too loud or being in the way or being too much for someone else to handle. I apologize entirely too much. It's a work in progress, but I am working diligently to stop over apologizing because who I am and how I represent myself isn't something that I want to be sorry for. We've been conditioned to apologize for our opinions, for our beliefs, for our mistakes. And it really hits women and marginalized people significantly harder. And so here's the shift. Instead of saying, I'm sorry for making a mistake, don't apologize. Stop apologizing and simply say, I'll fix it. Don't shrink yourself with guilt. Just take action. The next one I've borrowed from author Drew Dudley. In his book, This is Day One, he talks about the word just and how it gives a negative connotation to anything that you are about to say afterwards. I'm just an employee. I'm just a kid. I'm just this or that. I once had someone say they were just someone that showed up to a really cool job, but it was cool. You weren't just the person doing that. You were important. It minimizes your value before it's even spoken. Even thinking I'm just this or that shrinks you immediately and diminishes anything that you're about to say. Try cutting this word from your emails, from your conversations, and even from your brain self talk. Getting rid of the word just won't just make you sound more confident, it's also going to make you feel it. Now, let's talk about the yes trap. This one is another one that probably isn't going to fall well on the ears of leaders. I, in the past, have sometimes been known as the no person. I'm going to say no, or I'm going to, have a rebuttal on something. However, I learned not to say yes to everything, not out of spite, not out of not wanting to be a team player. I do it because I'm protecting my energy and setting boundaries. Saying yes to everything feels safe. It feels helpful. But if you say yes to everything, that's what leads to burnout, resentment, and often mediocre results. Instead of saying yes to everything, try to pose it as a question. This is where I probably could have taken a little more tactics in my journey and want to provide you with this way to become a little more professional when saying no or needing to say no about something. For example, if you're asked to be part of a project and it's going to take away time from other things, ask, if you want me to be part of this project, is it okay to let these other things go? Or, if your boss is adamant that you come in for a meeting even when you're not feeling well, instead of saying no, ask, is it in the best interest of everyone for me to come in and potentially get everyone sick? Yes, it might feel uncomfortable, but comfort is how we got here. Burned out, resentful, and toxic AF. Fear-driven decisions. Boy, fear should never lead decisions. Fear is a terrible driver. If you're afraid to speak up, if you're afraid to make a mistake, if you're afraid to take time off, fear is calling the shots, not you. And fear-driven decisions do not lead to growth, and they do not lead to great outcomes. You're going to, again, have those mediocre results. Instead of letting fear stall you, are you good enough? Are you professional enough? Ask yourself, what is fear protecting you from? And how is that fear preventing me from reaching my goals? Which brings the next point, which is accountability. If you mess up, don't hide, don't make excuses, and definitely don't throw anyone under the bus. Accountability is taking ownership of something that you could have even had a small part in. It's really important for everyone to hold themselves accountable. Accountability isn't a weakness. Accountability is a strength. It shows integrity and builds trust. And trust will build your resume faster than any skills ever could. So, we're going to flip these invisible rules upside down and really hopefully gain some clarity on what we've talked about on today's podcast. Money doesn't buy happiness. Learning never stops. Stop over apologizing. Cut just from your vocabulary. Stop saying yes to everything. Don't let fear drive your decisions. and own your mistakes with accountability. Invisible rules aren't law. It is our job to redefine these rules. Invisible rules don't define your path. You get to rewrite them. And sometimes the most professional move is not being agreeable. It's speaking up, it's saying no, or drawing a boundary. And that is not rebellion. That's leadership. Thanks for tuning in to Professional AF. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please share with someone that's still playing by the old rule book. And don't forget to subscribe because we're just getting into how we rewrite the playbook to be professional AF. Until then, stay bold, stay authentic, and stay professional AF.